Hey guys, I'm back again here to bring you another video. Today, this evening, I'm here to bring you, or what time ever you're watching it from, whatever time zone you're watching it from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Um, I'm here to bring you another video. In that, as you can see, I'm finally here to give you my review for Star Wars Attack of the Clones, or Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. And that, unfortunately, I was lined up to have a guest along doing this with me. Had complications, and I have just pushed this review ahead of schedule, and I'm just gonna do it myself. But I will have a Revenge of the Sith review very soon, and then I will be having either a Star Wars full-on discussion or Revenge of the Sith kind of discussion on this coming at the end of the week, and that coming at the end of the week probably, and that. So there's that as well. But yeah, and I will be seeing The Force Awakens in a couple days, and I will be bringing you a non-spoilers review and a spoilers review for that when it drops, and that. So I'm looking forward to that. Probably when I get to my non-spoiler and spoiler will probably be myself. But when we get to the discussion, I will more than likely and hopefully I will not do the discussion until I have a few people lined up to do it with me. So there's that. Now, without any further ado, I'm going to delve right into my thoughts on Star Wars Episode 2 Attack of the Clones. Here we go. Yeah. Is this just to kick things off? First things first. Let's answer. Is this the worst? This is critically, this is the worst of the franchise, isn't it? Like, I know lots of people really did not like the Phantom Menace, which I just reviewed the other day. But yeah, to me, this is my least favorite of the franchise and everything and whatnot. And yeah, so I'm going to get into why and that, but so to kick things off and that, going to get into the performances and characters and that. So yeah, sorry if I sound like I'm a bit disjointed with kind of speaking and everything like that. Yeah, I apologize for that. But getting into it, we have the performances and the characters and everything. Once again, Ewan McGregor's a great Obi-Wan. Here we get Hayden Christensen coming in as Anakin Skywalker, replacing, of course, because this is a 10-year time skip, I believe. If I'm not mistaken, it's a 10-year time skip, and that. So you have Hayden Christensen replacing Jake Lloyd as Anakin because, of course, he needed an older actor by this point, and that. And was he a good Anakin? No, not in this film he wasn't. I would say no. No, not in this film. Unfortunately, Hayden Christensen wasn't that good, which is a disappointment to say. But I can say we also what else we had Ian McDiarmid back, who's good. Samuel Jackson, who got a little more time on screen and did a little more, so that's cool. Christopher Lee and that as Count Dooku was really cool. He was very good. And yeah, then you had Natalie Portman and Hayden Christensen, who were so damn wooden in this film. So damn wooden, so damn just cardboard in this film. And that, which, yeah, going off that, performance for the most part was solid. Yeah, I already answered the question. I don't think Hayden Christensen was a very solid Anakin at all. And that, I'll get into that now, actually. It was mainly because of, like, he's just acting is look. I'm just gonna flat out say he's not a very good actor. At least in this film he wasn't, and that. And he came off very cringeworthy with his scenes in this film, and that, which I didn't necessarily like at all. And that, especially his dialogue with Padme and their kind of chemistry and kind of their scenes on screen, and that came off very cringeworthy and didn't work for me at all. And that's really not good when you're trying to develop this kind of strong relationship and everything. And it's yeah, that's a bad sign and everything like that. So that was very I didn't like that at all. And Hayden Christensen, not only did he not do a very good job, but his chemistry wasn't really working with most of the actors. And not even Ewan McGregor, he was great in this film, and that, but it wasn't even working. He was working alright with him, but he wasn't. He just wasn't a good fit for the role, and he just wasn't a good fit. And George Lucas needed to help guide him more, and he didn't really do that as much as he should have. And saying that, yeah, there's not many positives to say about Hayden Christensen in this film in particular. I didn't very much like him in this film. I thought, yeah, I've already said it a few times. He was pretty bad in this film, acting wise. I thought his very cringe-worthy scenes, very kind of pointless scenes I didn't like. This film felt more dragged than it should have been. This film is easily the most boring film of the franchise. This film is very boring. Yeah, there's not much else to really kind of so well, maybe one positive note to take out of Hayden Christensen and Anakin was maybe his scene when his mother died, and he kind of the rage on his face when he came out to kill all the Tusken Raiders and whatnot. I guess that was a glimpse of hope in his performance, but really he wasn't very good in this film, and which is unfortunate, especially for such a big character that everyone is anticipating when going to see this film. And yeah, but two kind of not good Anakins in a row when it comes casting wise, in my opinion. As well as that, you had Jango Fett was introduced in this film, and that played by. I apologize for this. If I had it in front of me, I didn't actually put it down. I apologize for that. But yeah, Jango Fett was introduced in this film, and that was neat. The father to, of course, to Boba Fett, who we saw as a kid in this film. Dear God, that kid was awful. Mainly with his acting. Oh my God, he was very bad. He was probably worse than Jake Lloyd. He was very, very bad. God, he was awful. He was awful. But and Django in general wasn't that interesting in this film. He was very cool. I remember growing up watching Attack of the Clones. I loved Jango Fett. I thought he was a really cool bounty hunter. Going back and watching it and whatnot, and looking back on it and everything, he doesn't interest me that much. He had a very kind of mediocre death at the hands of Mace Windu, and yeah, his death was just pathetic. It was poor. I thought they could have done more. That chase sequence with Obi-Wan, like the fight with Obi-Wan, is actually kind of cool on Kamino. I like that, I guess. But the chase sequence of Obi-Wan was it Obi-Wan chasing Slave One, chasing Jango and his son, I believe, or might have been the other way around. That was just boring, and it was one of the few space kind of flight sequences we got in this film, and that was just boring. It was just not, wasn't even done that well in my opinion. I didn't like it. But yeah, Jango, he had the one cool fight with Obi-Wan and Kamino that I actually very much liked. That was one of the shining lights in this film, as well as the opening kind of like when it comes to kind of flight scenes. I mentioned the space sequence and that. When it comes to like the flight scenes, we had the cool scene on Coruscant at the start of the film, which I liked, even though it was kind of weird. Like why are you trying to poison Padme with like these worm things? Like I guess it's add dramatic tension and stuff. And you can't, yeah, I don't know, but whatnot on everything. But whatchamacallit, that opening kind of flight sequence is cool as well. That was a shining light of this film and everything. As well as that, I thought I liked how this film kind of kicked off the Clone Wars, but it wasn't done in the greatest of ways. I liked the scenes kind of on Kamino, but it was kind of disjointed a little bit of how Obi-Wan got to Kamino and whatnot, if that makes sense. Kind of. But I like how it kicked off the Clone Wars. We got the Clone Troopers and all this, but I didn't. Then it got to the Jedi. Then we got the Battle of Geonosis, which look, I'm just gonna say it. When I grew up, this is another thing comparing to when I grew up watching this film and when I watch it more recently and everything. When I watch it at my age today, the Battle of Geonosis. Okay, when I grew up watching it, I absolutely love the Battle of Geonosis. The Battle of Geonosis is so damn fun, and that it's a ton of fun and everything. It's just that oh god, it's just that when you look back on it, it takes, when it comes, like, I'm talking more the Jedi side to the battle. when it comes to all the Jedi running down and everything, it kind of takes away from the special thing about the Jedi and everything. There was a special thing about the Jedi and that, which was like you knew shit was about to go down when a Jedi turned on this lightsaber. But in this film, like I knew shit was going down in this film. You needed all these, you needed, I guess, but it didn't have any emotional weight. With every other lightsaber battle, including the Phantom Menace battle, I would say, but prior to this film I'm talking about, they all had kind of emotional weight for the most part when it came to turning on a lightsaber. For, for the most part, anyway. And you knew shit was about to go down, like in a one-on-one kind of fight, maybe or something. And I very much like that. And it kind of was taken away. That special feeling was taken away in this film with all that and whatnot. And then you had after this in the Battle of Geonosis, the second half of it kind of led into the fight of Count Dooku. And as much as I love Christopher Lee and forever his soul forever be with us, and rest in peace, Christopher Lee. He is a fantastic talent that was sadly lost earlier, about a few months ago, a couple of months ago, which is very, very sad. And he's a fantastic talent, and I thought I'd just briefly mention that. But as much as I love him, he was a fantastic Count Dooku. He really was. He was fantastic as Darth Tyrannus, and that. But he was not a very good. How do you say it? You could see kind of he didn't work with the fight sequences, I thought, and that, which is understandable at his age at the time and everything. It just didn't work, and I didn't necessarily. I just found the fight with Count Dooku boring. It was so damn boring, and I know I've said this a few times. I said this a few times already, but the fight was even when Yoda came in, it was kind of boring. I didn't care. I guess when he cut off Anakin's hand, that was whatever. But you already had that another cringe-worthy scene of Anakin, where Anakin walks in and he's all like to Count Dooku, he's like, "You're gonna pay for all the Jedi you've killed today, Dooku." And then Obi-Wan's like, "We'll take them together." And Anakin's just like, "Oh no, I'll take him now." And he just runs at him, and Anakin's just a goddamn idiot and shit like this. It wasn't just the fact he was an idiot, but just the way Hayden Christensen once again acted the scene. It came off so damn cringy and shit. And Christopher Lee, he just kind of felt very what is it? What's the right word? Very fragile when it came to kind of the fight scenes and that. And he was kind of fairly old at the time, and everything. But he just didn't come off. The fight scenes of him weren't that great, at least in this film anyway, and that they weren't that great. And I didn't find any of the lightsaber battles, and that was really the only big lightsaber battle. It was the only lightsaber battle just about in this film, and it wasn't even appealing to me. I didn't find it very appealing whatsoever. And that was just me. But other than that, what else can I say? I liked how, I guess, Count Dooku escaped. I guess that made up for them killing off Darth Maul in the first film. They didn't Darth Maul Count Dooku. He survived for another film, barely, but we'll get to that. But whatchamacallit, I liked how he carried on, and you had the scene with him and Sidious at the end, and everything, a brief glimpse of Sidious. Yeah, I liked how you saw the fact that how he escapes and everything. It was a little weird though how he did. I thought Yoda didn't have to just hold the thing above Anakin and Obi-Wan. He could have thrown it across and destroyed Dooku's ship and everything like that. But whatever. He needed Dooku to escape, and he didn't get Darth Maul at least and everything, because Darth Maul was such a cool character, but you kill him off in one film. What are you doing, Lucas? Like, come on. But yeah, he's the same guy who said Jar Jar's the key to everything. But God. But yeah, as well as that, at least this film had less of Jar Jar. That's a point I'll mention. It had less of Jar Jar. We had a couple brief scenes with him at the start, but it was, for the most part, it was much less of him and everything. As well as that, what else did I really say? I liked the fact. I liked kind of I liked how Ewan McGregor got more scenes to himself and that, rather than with Anakin kind of going to Camino and whatnot. I liked how Mace Windu got more into the action, and even though I didn't like how they handled his introduction on Geonosis when he came into it and everything, and all that and everything. But yeah, I apologize for saying kind of my blanks in speech if it sounds like it and everything like that. I think I apologized for that earlier and everything. But yeah, that's that. You had the Anakin killing the Tusken Raiders, which I have down in my notes and everything. I should have put more notes down. Um, and yeah, that scene was it was probably one of the highlights, I guess, in Hayden Christensen in this film was that, I guess, it was a brief scene and everything, and that was it's nice. It's not bad and everything. It's not bad. I guess another positive for this film is the composer John Williams. You have John Williams. I didn't actually mention in the first film, and that when I was reviewing Phantom Menace, I did mention John Williams, and that's a shock because Phantom Menace you had the amazing, the phenomenal Duel of the Fates, which you didn't have in this film as far as I know, and but you still had his score. You still had the amazing John Williams score, which is mesmerizing. It's a fantastic score, which I absolutely love, and I love the John Williams score and everything. But yeah, whatchamacallit? What was I gonna say? Sorry. Yeah, that's really it for the there's not a ton as much to say about Attack of the Clones as I thought there was gonna be. Uh, hmm. I liked. I guess okay. I guess this is something we'll mention is the fight scenes of the way they kind of handled Yoda's fight scenes, which is very divisive in the how people reacted to it and everything, and how and so it has a very divisive kind of view with how people view it and react to it and shit like this and that. And how do I say it? I didn't mind the Yoda fight scenes. Once again, as I was growing up, I loved them, but that was when I was growing up. But viewing them now and whatnot, I didn't mind them per se, but it kind of takes away from a couple lines of dialogue, which I can't really remember word for word at the moment from what he said. I believe in The Empire Strikes Back, and that, and it seems, and Yoda was kind of implied in that to be more of a man, not man, but a being of the Force, and that he more so was relied with the Force, if I'm not mistaken. And so the way he kind of handled lightsaber battles, as far as they were cool, they were really really neat. It kind of took away from that Force value that Yoda kind of had and everything, which is very neat. And yeah, there was that, and I kind of took away a little bit of it. As much as they were kind of cool fight scenes, they were very cool. But it was kind of once again, as cool as um, they were kind of boring, if that makes sense. Like they were cool, like visually it was cool. It was very nicely done. It was just didn't appeal. It just wasn't appealing for some reason, and it just wasn't. Yeah, it didn't just come off well, and that for some reason, like with every maybe it was how it was led up to it, like how it built up to it, didn't come off well, and all this kind of stuff. Like the Battle of Geonosis just is not interesting to me anymore. Like I watch it and it's I don't like it and everything. I just find it boring and that. But that's just me. If you loved it, that's fantastic. I'm really happy for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and that I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you just in general about this film. If you love this film, like this film, leave your thoughts in the comments below. You're very welcome to leave those thoughts. I respect an opinion, and I very much do. And I just want to build discussion. That's fantastic if I can. And if you hate the film, be sure to leave it in the thoughts. I don't. Yeah, leave your thoughts in the comments below if you hate this film. And that's really it pretty much. I don't hate this film. I do dislike it, and I guess you could say his dislike is not as heavy, doesn't hold as heavy of a weight as hate does, of course. But yeah, I do dislike this film and whatnot. But how can I say it? Yeah, it's the weakest. It's my least favorite in the Star Wars franchise, as I think I said at the start of this review. And for that, I think it's part where I give it the rating. I'll probably give it a 5. It's a very mediocre kind of film. It has its few shining moments, I guess you could say, but it's just not that kind of interesting. Yeah, I'll briefly mention the Camino stuff. The Camino stuff is kind of neat, I guess, and everything. Yeah, that was kind of neat, the Camino stuff, I guess. I like the fight of Jango and Camino, which I mentioned. How it led up to Camino could have been handled a little better, I thought. But that's that. That's my kind of review. I think I could have done that better, but it's been a very long and hot hot day from where I am, and I just wanted to throw this up, and I'm gonna try and pump these out before I see The Force Awakens, and then you'll get my Force Awakens review. So I'm just pumping these out. So I'm trying my best here. I know there's probably not a ton of you watching these videos at the moment. If not, yeah. So yeah, there's that. And if you are watching this video, if you are watching this video, I very much appreciate it. And yeah, leave a comment. Leave a comment in the comments below. I absolutely love that. I love it when I see a comment on these videos, and it shows that people want to build discussion, which I find fantastic, because I really want to. That's the whole point of this channel, is to build discussion. And I think I'll make a video kind of talking more about that, about how I want to build a kind of more how I want to build an audience here, and what I love about film and everything. I think I'll do that very soon. And that, but for now, my main focus is I'm going to pump out these Star Wars reviews. Expect maybe Revenge of the Sith tonight. I'm not too sure, depending how long its video takes to upload and that. But for now, this is my review for Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones. 5 out of 10. Expect hopefully my Revenge of the Sith review within the next few hours, maybe. I'm not going to promise anything, but within the next 24 hours, I'm going to pump out the rest of these reviews. Four of these movie reviews, I'm going to pump them all out within the next 24 hours before I see The Force Awakens. So, until then, guys, I'll see you in the next video. I apologize if I maybe had a few blanks in this video, and I could have spoken and got it out better and everything like that. But yeah, I apologize for that. But yeah, until then, I'll see you in the next video, guys, which will probably be my review for Revenge of the Sith. But we'll see what happens, guys. But no. Before that, I will probably have a video of regarding my thoughts on the new Fantastic Beasts trailer that is dropping very soon. So maybe to expect that. Expect that, maybe. We'll see what happens there. And that I could be dropping tonight, as well as a Revenge of the Sith review, depending on where you are, if it is tonight for you. But until then, I'm dragging this out a little too long. But until then, I will see you in the next video, guys. See you until then.